Hello.
Hello.
Podcast.
Welcome back
Number 27.
to the Dark Souls of podcasts, where it's the hardest one to listen to. I'm your host, Skylar.
I'm James, and we've got some stuff to talk about.
If I sound annoyed, it's because I am.
Yeah? Okay, what's wrong?
Well, you saw what happened. The last 30 seconds, minute.
No, I didn't, because I'm here watching in the future, and I don't remember what happened on this day.
Well, let me remind you. I just went to take my hair tie out, because I normally have it up. And I just showered. I'm in bathrobe still and everything. And I was like, okay, let me put my hair down, as you do, so it can dry. And my hair, in all its glory, was just like, nah. We're gonna hold on to this hair tie. And it made me fucking rip it.
All its shaggedy glory. No, you had to cut it with scissors.
Because it tied itself in a knot around my hair, so I just cut the part of my fucking hair off because I wasn't bothered anymore to try.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a piece of string with my hair tied to it.
I will cherish it.
It'll keep the witches away if you leave it on your door frame.
Great.
And if you put it under your pillow, you'll be blessed by the golden chicken.
So this is the first podcast back since we've started recording Game Shed again.
Woo! Season 3, baby!
Yeah, so the energy's a little mixy. Over there, it's a bit podcasty, and over here, it might be a little more energy.
We're kind of blending them together a bit.
It's weird for us because it's been 6 months since we did something a bit higher energy.
It'll be an easier transition once October is over, I think.
Yeah,
it's kind of like our warm-up back.
Yeah.
Like fall, but the other way around. Spring.
Yeah, you haven't even seen it, but I'm doing a special little intro for all the Halloween days. Special intro and outro. So I'm not even blowing our load with like showing them our real intro yet. Our real new intro.
Oh, that's exciting.
Or outro. We're going to have that back the first day of November.
That's cool.
My kitty's so cute. She just climbed up here. I was talking about getting another cat. We don't know if that'll ever happen.
It probably will, like, once you have a day by yourself again.
Yeah, it got talked about. It was hard to get May because it's been pretty hard to get a cat during this pandemic. But they were doing like an adoption parade thing. Not parade, but, you know, it was it was a special adoption day. Like, come adopt a cat. And I was like, yes, please. And now I have the best, cutest little kitty I've ever could have asked for.
That's exciting, though, about the new intro. See, I didn't even know about that.
You saw it.
Oh, I thought you were specific
but
for Halloween intro.
There is,
cool.
yeah. It's not that cool, unfortunately, because I had to make it. So
it'll be great.
It's something though, and it keeps people on their toes. So like they'll see, wow, they got like a fully animated, colored intro and outro when it gets there, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's exciting because we got a lot of projects going underway. And some things coming for the podcast, too. So stay tuned for some actual topics.
Very true. So isn't it great when we spend the first, few minutes...
Oh, she's licking me.
I know. It's great when we spend the first few minutes advertising our other channel.
Yeah, but, I mean, we're just sharing that we're excited about stuff we're working on.
We are excited. And there's no point to advertise our other channel on this one, because... this is the one with less viewers.
Yeah, if anything, we should be the other way around.
Right. we should probably mention this over there sometime.
Sometime,
that'd
maybe.
Be smart.
I think we have. Because we keep saying, oh, this episode's pretty podcasty.
But hey, we have some stuff to talk about.
Yes, indeed, we do.
We have a movie and an album. I'm excited to talk about both, I guess. I think we'll have an interesting conversation about yours.
Cool. I think you're going to be doing most of the talking today, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. You say that every week.
Yeah, you're right. I do.
So fuck it. Let's get into it. It is yours first. We're talking
Jumping into it. I recommended you last week The Prestige
by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a Christopher Nolan flick.
I lost my Christopher Nolan virginity to this film.
Really, you haven't seen any Christopher Nolan movies?
I haven't seen Batman. None of those Batman
Really?
movies. Didn't see Tenet. That's out right now. Anything he's done. No.
Well, you basically just watched a Batman movie, except it's an alternate timeline where he's Magic Man.
Yeah. Okay. So let me pull open my notes here. So this is a magic movie.
Yeah, it is,
and
it's an interesting one.
My first note was that before I even started watching it, I said, "I'm assuming you don't like this movie because you don't like magic movies."
Really? Well, that's not true at all.
But I don't know because you say a lot of things that they say in this movie. As a magician,
right?
Your magician self.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you.
Okay.
I really love this movie.
Okay, you do.
Yeah, I don't like. I never said I don't like magic movies. I just said I don't like Now You See Me.
Yeah, but you said like most movies that try and do magic just piss you off.
Well, usually like the ones where like the small ones, like small little tricks, I guess, and they try to because they over edgify it. They make it like so fucking like, oh, I'm so cool, like David Blaine, Chris Angel type, but it like totally falls flat because it's not them.
Okay.
This movie was really just an excuse for me to talk about magic. I mean, this movie isn't like fully bulletproof from that.
Mm-hmm.
It still does a pretty shitty like Christian Bale does a pretty shitty back palm. That's just like kind of like, why is this there?
Who?
Christian Bale.
Oh, Christian Bale.
Like
okay.
right in the beginning, like when he's given the business card, he does a back palm on it, and you can see his hands like go around it.
I thought you said Christian Bell.
Christian Bell.
Like Kirsten Bell? Isn't it Kirsten Bell?
But the concepts and stuff that's going on stage is pretty fun to follow. It's sci-fi magic.
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi magic movie.
And I thought you weren't big on that. I thought like okay. I guess a little off topic already, but I need to ask you this because you're the magician. I feel like if I was a magician, I would want to see a movie that could like take the actual craft of magic, right?
You're right.
And make it interesting for screen. But
right.
This movie didn't exactly do that.
Well, so this movie I feel like takes the idea of it in a much more interesting area.
Okay.
Rather than the craft in and of itself.
Yeah, it definitely went outside the realm of possibility for actual magic as a magician.
Right. But again, nobody really knows methods to like some of the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Like what goes on like backstage.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it kind of the magic kind of takes a back seat for that in terms of theater and theatrics and cinema and all of that. So it can pose that moral question. So I guess before we dive deeper, we should probably give a synopsis to this movie.
Go for it,
because not everybody would know it. No, it's been a while since I've seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you watched it.
Yeah, I forgot.
You forgot to watch it.
It's okay. I've seen it quite a bit.
Okay.
And I'll follow your notes. But the synopsis is that there are two rival magicians, and they mirror pretty closely to the rivalry with Tesla and the other fellow.
Yes.
And I think that is directly mentioned in the movie too. And the other guy makes it big on a trick that is in the realm of just straight up science fiction. But it's like a discovery. It's framed as like a discovery, and it has all the Tesla coils and shit. And then Christian Bale, which is the other dude that's like kind of trying to make it, he ends up coming across it, and then basically ruins the trick by killing the other guy.
Yes.
Cool. Did I miss anything?
By killing the other guy?
Yeah. Well, spoiler, because he clones himself.
Because he cloned himself. Yeah, okay. So
he watches him die. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, wait. Did you just spoil the entire film right there? I thought you were giving the beginning, like, because before he ever kills, I have his name somewhere in here, but I don't see it. Robert, was that it?
Not sure.
Yes, that was Robert. Before he ever kills Robert, he kills Robert's wife or girlfriend on accident with the knot. He tied the wrong knot.
Yeah. He tied the wrong knot. When they were performing together, right?
That's why they became bitter rivals.
Yeah, and it was an accident.
Yes.
And I guess that's where it starts with the disbelief from a magician's point of view.
Yeah.
Because whenever any magician does anything on stage, it should be not all the case, but in the case where it was. I think it was a water torture chamber, right? The girlfriend drowned.
Yes.
In that case, it should be completely safe to do. Yep. But the water torture chamber was made famous by Houdini, I believe, and he did some pretty dangerous shit. So it's not too far out there. Right. But nowadays it would be completely safe. Don't even worry.
Yeah, this was set in the 1800s.
Yeah,
1890s.
Yeah, I think right before vaudeville.
Yeah, which is weird because isn't the Lighthouse set in the 1890s? It's just weird that this is that same time period.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to get all those Tesla coils on a lighthouse,
Yeah, right.
It is pretty weird. I mean, everyone's dressed in pretty Victorian-like era, and this is set in England too, of course, because of course it is.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, let's go into your notes here.
Okay, so I said overall, I think this movie uses magic as a vehicle to tell a story of two arrogant fucks, like Julius Caesar type shit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it almost goes back. Yeah. For the rivalry, it's kind of it's almost biblical in that they were so close like brothers, and now they're they hate each other.
And and it is kind of because I guess you really get the impression you're supposed to root for Hugh Jackman's character, Robert.
Right.
At least I felt like that.
I felt the other way around.
You felt like you were rooting for Christian Bale.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be the underdog, the guy that's trying to get his life back together.
Really?
From what I remember.
You might have them mixed up.
I might.
Christian Bale has everything, basically.
Oh, he's the one that has everything.
Yeah, and Hugh Jackman, he's the one who's he's I felt the main focus.
He is the main focus.
His girlfriend gets killed, and then he's trying to rebuild his life. But the Christian Bale's character is always ahead of him.
Okay, yeah, I had it mixed up.
Yeah.
Because I had it mixed for the latter half when he makes that discovery and then gets super popular off of it.
Right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. What did I say? It did take me a minute to get into it. I don't know why. The opening scene caught my attention, I think, but
with all the hats, right?
I think so. And then there was a lull for about 15 or 20 minutes.
It is pretty slow start, I will say.
But that's okay. Because
it ramps up.
It definitely did. It definitely ramped up when their rivalry started. What did I say? Oh, I later learned that this is a trademark of Christopher Nolan. But I said there is some kind of cheesy and cliche stuff in there. Just some on the nose reincorporations, but then I learned that apparently that's a Nolan thing. How before his wife dies, she's like, "Your name should be Great Danton," and then after he dies, or he says "That sounds stupid," and then when he dies, he's like, "The name's Great Danton."
Yeah, it's a little edgy. Yeah, has some edge to it.
And
I thought that guy's name was Danton or something. I was like,
Yeah.
is his name Dante? Because like I remember, because that's actually a magician from that era's name. Like there was
Right.
actually someone that went by the name of Dante.
Oh, okay.
And he kind of was kind of like that style. I mean, lots of magicians back then were where they were like, kind of had that frame where they would like outsmart the devil to do these things and all that.
Right.
Like kind of like super suave and everything.
And another example I had of that was with Christian Bale's character. Eventually, I'll see his name in here.
Actually, I think I have a Dante poster.
Interesting.
It, like framed somewhere.
I was talking. Wow.
Sorry. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. No,
I'm sorry.
It's cool.
I'll just bring it up while we're still like close to that subject. Okay, carry on.
I don't think I've seen that poster. In your place, I've seen your Houdini poster. I think.
Yeah, I mean that's the bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a picture of it if it's there. It might be Keller. I'm sorry, I could be wrong, but yeah.
So yeah, I said another example of that would be with his Christian Bale's character's wife. And the whole like, some days you mean it when you say you love me, and some days you don't. And then like, and then she'd be like, you don't mean it today. And then like later again, she'd be like, you mean it right now, and that makes it even harder. Like it was a little on the nose.
That's pretty campy, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little
that is what you kind of like just give and take with a Nolan movie.
That's what I heard.
Because I've seen the Batman movies before this one.
I haven't, but
for
I've
whatever
heard,
reason it didn't occur to me like, oh, he's using like a lot of the same actors from there. I guess that's just what directors do.
Yeah,
It
I
just
guess
that
so.
never clicked. I was just like, oh, cool, Batman's here. Oh, cool, Alfred's here. That's interesting.
There were just some not subtle at all like reincorporations of stuff.
Yeah,
which is his trademark apparently.
But what did you?
I want to hang on while we're on this. I want to say that I think it's like David Lynch with his red curtains, and actually David Lynch did something like this in Lost Highway, which I won't spoil, but a character says something that's like extremely overtly on the nose. That helps with an interpretation in that movie.
You're gonna have to tell me like off mic.
Yeah, I will. I will.
I just need a reminder.
But it's like so awkward that a character in Lost Highway says something and then it's just it comes together. But like so I'm not saying that's particularly like something bad. I just didn't know it's a Nolan thing to do.
Right.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask you what you thought of the recurring motif theme of the Prestige, like the narration that's like right in the beginning.
The narration.
It's like the turn
like
in the Prestige.
There are three things.
Yeah,
to
there
a
are
magic
three
trick.
stages in a magic trick.
I liked that. I liked it at the beginning.
Because it reincorporates it at the end.
Yeah, I feel like it's supposed to bring the whole movie together and be like, oh, I
Yeah.
just saw that play out over the movie. But I didn't I didn't watch it with that in mind, as I should have. If the movie opens with that, it's pretty on the nose like, hey, this is relevant. Watch for this.
Yeah, like this is the whole movie's format.
Yeah, I just I didn't. So if you want to explain how it fits that a little bit, if you want to go into that.
Well, I mean, it
That could be
is
interesting.
pretty on the nose about it, where it's like there's the setup where like you show the object in question, you make that object interesting. I believe that's like paraphrasing exactly what's said in the movie. And then like you vanish it, but then you always have to bring it back or something,
Right.
and that's like to make the trick full circle.
And that's I guess what Robert's character does.
Yeah, that's basically what it's meant to do with the whole cloning thing at the end.
He disappears, but he's brought back.
Yeah, like you have to bring it back and everything, and obviously, magic standpoint, like there's a lot more complexities too, like given with what you want to do.
Right.
Because like routines can go quite longer than that a 30-second little thing there, a little snippet.
Right.
But it's pretty general. Like, if you were to take like any small trick, then yeah, it could fit for anything. But that's basically like saying every song has an intro, a verse, and a chorus.
Yeah, and then
And I'm like, well, yeah,
but
I'm like, well, yeah, but like not.
Most of them.
Yeah, like most of them, like, and not. Lots of times it repeats itself.
Yeah, and sometimes there's a machine that stretches the fabric of space and time.
Yeah, and kind of changes that quite a bit.
And clones you, and yeah.
And then you make a magic trick out of it.
Okay, my next
Hey,
note.
she biting me.
I took notes in a way that I thought would be more productive than just taking a bunch of quotes down. Also, this wasn't a very quotable movie.
No, it's not.
But there were some cool visuals, I thought. I particularly liked the I don't know if you remember when, I don't know which character was it? I know the actor. I can't think of who it was though right now. But he shows Hugh Jackman this field that's fucking full of light bulbs when he's talking about Tesla.
Right.
Do you remember that scene? I particularly liked that visual of the field lit up by all the bulbs.
Yeah. I remember, like, for a lot of the visual parts, it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The sound is a little loud.
It is.
When it goes all crackety crack.
I heard that's kind of also a Nolan thing, I guess. From hearing people talk about Tenet, it sounds like sometimes it's so loud you can't even hear the dialogue.
I never seen that movie, so. Yeah,
that's actually in theaters right now. Or it's do you need to take that call?
Yeah, 1 second.
The loudness.
The loudness.
All right, yeah, I don't know. It sounds like in Tenet there's points where it's so loud that you can't hear the dialogue.
Yeah, and I never seen that
Right.
that film, so I'm not sure.
So it may just be a Nolan thing to have the
like
the
when did this
boomies.
movie come out? Like mid 2000s?
Yeah, like 2007 or 8, somewhere around
I'm like
there.
that sounds like it's pretty a normal thing to do at that time, where like everything is it's got a little edge and campiness to them.
Yeah,
everyone's trying to be super cool and everything, but like
you've seen a handful of his films, I guess.
I've seen the Batman movies.
That's probably enough.
It's like
I don't know.
It's like 2 or 3 or something.
Right.
Yeah. So if you count those, but I think like you can still look past a lot of the Nolan-ness
Right.
and appreciate like everything else that's going on.
Right.
Because it's really interesting to like see how everything plays out.
Right. So yeah, we'll get to that, I think. My next note was just that I wanted to give credit where it's due. The acting is thumbs up.
Yeah, it's good.
I liked it a lot.
I remember the performances were all pretty good.
And the casting, I mean, yeah, there is nothing. I guess there's nothing where anyone needed to shine particularly on their own. Like there was no giant heartbreaking monologue or anything.
No,
there wasn't that Oscar
aside
moment.
from that part with the girl where that was like, but it's not really like
Right.
You're saying Oscar, not like. I was just saying the emotion, like, oh, you should call yourself dancing. Just thought of that right now.
Right. Yeah. But everyone individually, like, they came together to. They all nailed the parts, I think, which is always good.
Right.
May's fucking clawing my fingies over here.
Yeah, she's a little wild.
She needs to go in my room if she's gonna be like that. But yeah, I really like the casting. David Bowie.
Yeah.
As Nikola Tesla. And Andy
didn't notice that the first time.
No, actually, I was like, I know who that is, but I don't. And then I paused it, and Amazon's got that X-ray thing, and it was like David Bowie, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit! There he is.
And Andy Serkis, because I recognized him too. He was Tesla's friend there. If you're not familiar with that name, he's precious. He's the Gollum in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that's what he looks like when he's not a CGI monster.
Huh? Yeah, I didn't notice.
Mm-hmm. Do I need to put May in my room?
I think so.
I think she's distracting you and being wild. So
yeah,
why don't
a
you
little bit.
introduce a point?
Okay, cool. So hopefully you can hear me when you go back to your room. I think it does foreshadow a little bit with the whole twist at the end with the clone in one of the earlier scenes when I think it's Dante does the when Danton does the trick with the doors with the teleporting man on stage,
right?
Because of course I got to bring up the magic part. Does it show how that's done though?
No, I don't remember, but let me quickly say that the magic, I think, is the draw of the movie for sure.
Like, yeah,
I actually like it a lot better than the rivalry, than everything.
Awesome.
So,
it really plays off of the imagination of like what things could be, you know?
Yeah.
And like what
I did find,
and there's also like just really good showmanship too, like with their performances,
the presentation, everything.
Yeah, like they take themselves seriously enough where like, you're invested rather than like, okay, shut up.
Yeah, I did like the rivalry, I want to say, because I just said, the way I said that sounded like I didn't. I did enjoy that aspect. But what was cool was seeing the tricks and then kind of seeing how they were going to fuck with each other.
Right.
During the tricks,
yeah,
too.
And one up each other and everything. Yeah, because the teleporting man was like, yeah, they had their own different versions of it.
Mm-hmm.
But when Danson did it, like the really clean version with the doors, like on stage like this, did it jog my memory? Did it end up showing how it was done in the movie?
Did it? Yeah.
Because like,
I mean, it was. I get. Oh yeah.
Did he use a clone for it?
He used a double.
Okay, right.
He used a double, and it showed that when he went through the door, he fell down into
in the trapdoor, right?
And the other guy came up through another trapdoor,
right? I just wasn't sure if they showed that because I was just gonna say that trick in reality, that's how you would do it. You would use a double, and that in and of itself, even though it looks really good, it's a bad trick.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a bad trick in that it's too good.
Okay.
It's one of those. Like, it's a phenomenon called like the perfect trick, where like if you only have one way of explaining how it's done, then that has to be it.
True.
So then you already know how it's done. Like the only way of doing that is with a double, so he uses a double.
Well, yeah.
There's no other way to do that.
It's still impressive to get someone to fall down a trapdoor and someone up through a trapdoor.
Oh yeah, like the choreography.
And have the door open and close at the perfect time.
That's why I love the era of back then so much, because there's so much innovation in the craft then, and like pretty much the extent of the innovation, sadly.
Right.
It's just a shame that it's just too good.
Right.
But it looks really cool. It's a really great visual effect. But yeah. Aside from other tricks, you'd have to remind me of them to get any input.
We'll get there. I've got some notes still.
Cool.
Christian Bale's character. He reminded me of you a lot.
Really? Why?
As a magician. Because I don't know. I guess
I don't do back palms for people. I don't just go, oh, look what I can do.
He's kind of the elitist magician of them.
Oh, right.
I mean, the Hugh Jackman is I don't know. He's the more arrogant one, I would say. Hugh Jackman, which is why it's like so tragic to watch him.
Right.
Because he's also, I think, probably the better guy.
Yeah. I mean, I can admit I'm elitist, but not arrogant.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think so. His character reminded me of you because he was so like. What I write? I wrote to mimic him. See this, right? Yeah, no magic. Like
Forgot about that.
that's just his whole like thing.
I would totally say that. See this, right? No magic.
That's just what I wrote about his character, and he reminded me of you.
That's hilarious.
The way his approach to magic reminded me of you more than anything.
Right.
And yeah, Robert's. I guess that I hope that's his name. Hugh Jackman's character was a lot more practical, I guess.
Right.
But also arrogant.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to fucking. He had this grudge, which was his motivation mostly.
Yeah, to like be better than him and be the best and all that.
And yeah, because the guy fucking got his wife killed, whether or not he meant to.
Yeah.
So he had his motivations, and also like he just totally had a hate boner for the guy, and
Right.
That's kind of what most of the movie's about.
Yeah.
What I write, I liked the concept of, since Robert had to use a body double for that one trick
Mhm.
with that we were just talking about. I liked it showing, since he couldn't finish that trick, because the double is the person who ends up on stage at the end.
Right.
I like to see him bowing under the stage. I think that's a pretty strong like visual that shows. It kind of shows the situation. He's not getting the credit that he wants.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's the whole struggle with magic in and of itself.
Right.
So like I like that what it means like in terms of cinema, like interpretively.
Mm-hmm.
Actually doing that though is a little weird. I want to bow behind curtains or anything, but
yeah,
like,
but yeah,
because what it is like, you put in. It's the one art form where you put in all this effort that no one has to see.
what?
Like you work so hard to do like certain sleights and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You work so hard so people don't see it, so they don't see the movement that you're doing.
Right.
So no one sees the amount of effort that you're putting into it,
Yeah.
and however dexterous it may be. So like I believe it's a metaphor for that.
Okay.
Or like,
Yeah.
when you take a bow, it's not just for the effect; it's also all the effort and everything that goes behind the curtain. Literally.
Yeah. For me, the way I explained it, like it really fit his character,
Mm-hmm.
since that's his whole thing, is that he wants to be better than this other guy. He wants to be the best magician. He wants to be known for. He wants his credit. Blah blah blah. But there's this other guy. This imposter version of him is out on stage getting credit. You
Right.
know?
But in a way, it is him because that's what the audience would think it is.
Right.
Also, quickly, I think Ricky Jay is in this movie too.
I don't know who that is.
He's well known in the magic community because he's an actual magician, but also a magic historian. So a lot of movies, like this one, use him as a consultant.
Okay.
For what's going on and like the accuracy of like time error, what they dress, what tricks they did, how to do them, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he just makes a cameo to introduce them. I think at the beginning. I'm not too sure, but I know he's here. So it's just really cool that he was there and consulted for it.
Yeah, I think that's cool that they got a magician to consult.
Yeah, he's a really interesting fella. I've got to show you a couple routines from him.
That's always good. Like if you're gonna make a movie about something that you're not like the expert on, then you need to get
Hire an expert.
hire an expert to consult.
Or historian, yeah.
Yeah.
In that field or whatever.
Like I know when we talked about The Big Lebowski, I don't know if those guys know bowling or if they
It looked pretty good to me. Like
I didn't know if they went by the rules.
Like the Jesus guy had that fucking wrist guard.
Yeah.
They,
I was just
Walter screams over the line, which is pretty
Yeah.
normal. You got the guys bickering about it. You got Donnie being like, "Ooh, yeah, I'm on fire tonight." That's me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like if you were gonna make a movie about bowling and you're not a bowler, and you hire someone who can give you, who can,
Yeah, just so,
who
like-
can paint the scene of a bowling alley for you.
A league, yeah, of like people
Yeah.
doing their like having the correct form, or at least like so it looks like they do.
Yeah,
Like show them at least the form of like hooking the ball and all that terminology, and whatever.
just yeah, and so I really like that they got a magician, a respected, known magician, to give pointers for this. I didn't know that.
And super intelligent. Like, he's such an interesting guy.
Great. So I guess I got a little into, what did I write here? The film definitely I got a little confused on the thematic elements of this film, actually, but you can kind of follow my confusion with this note. I said it pushes and favors the idea that magic is most or only interesting until you understand it. And then I said, and this can be applied to any form of art, in my opinion. Robert remains obsessed with the secret and like the mystery because he doesn't understand it. He's obsessed with the secret of Christian Bale's trick.
Mhm.
And his obsession drives him mad and leads to his downfall. So on second thought, I wrote, I think it's saying neither extreme is correct, and you're forgetting that magic or art is just supposed to be appreciated.
Right. And you're definitely in the preferred category where you're not supposed to want to figure it out.
Right.
In terms of Robert, him being obsessed with Christian Bale's trick, that makes more sense because he's a magician. So of course he's going to be like, I want to know how it's done, so that he can either do it or improve it in some way or another. Magicians are such fucking hypocrites for saying like you're supposed to just enjoy it and not want to figure it out. Meanwhile, every time a magician's performing, they're working out like, oh, okay, this is how it's done, or like if it fools them, like what the fuck, or like they try to work it out, or like ask them and everything. At least in most cases,
Well, I was saying because obviously this could be applied to film or anything that's like abstract,
right,
or a mystery, and I think like our good old friend David Lynch says, like he doesn't want you to figure out his shit, because once you do, it gives you a reason to forget you ever saw the damn thing. That's what he says. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if people figure it out, it's what is it? It's
okay.
It's either a trick or just a riddle. It's just like, okay, if you're, it'll stay much more in your head if you're given a really tough riddle, and you can't find the solution anywhere, not online, not people asking you, or if it's interpretive or anything. That's what's gonna stick with you,
Right.
and that's what makes you more interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, though I am lying if I say I'm not in that camp of like, how the fuck was that done? If it's super good and like a magician fooler, I tend not to lose sleep over something that like completely like 100%. I don't know how it's done. If anything, ideally, I think magicians really enjoy when they can't figure it out.
Well,
that doesn't mean they won't try, but like if they don't, that's why Fool Us is a show, because they wanted to. In 60 years of doing magic, they think they've seen it all, so they're like, "Come fool us, give us some life."
I wanted to say that, I'd rather be obsessed with finding out what something means or how someone did something or blah 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 than just say it takes no effort, or it's stupid, or it doesn't mean anything, blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the other kind of approach could be, like just like uncaring about it, because it's like takes a lot of effort.
I think in this day and age, magic's a criminally misunderstood art form, and it's really hard for people to not want to figure things out or like be all right with the whole point of that art form, because we're surrounded by instant like gratification and information.
stimulation. Yeah, people are just.
Yeah, and
It's
like
easy.
there's like a general rule where like you're never supposed to say the title of the trick to an audience, just like some variation on it. The problem is they're gonna find it anyway by Googling it.
Right.
And that's like
There's
pretty
Google.
heartbreaking for this time. Because like back then, of course, no, it's like the way you learn that shit is by like a small circle that gets you know circulated and all that.
It's Google, and it's one thing on to the next. Like people don't have time to think about stuff.
Yeah, and they're just like, okay, that was whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why, sadly, magic is kind of like at the bottom in terms of the entertainment pyramid.
Yeah.
Right below juggling, but just above mimes.
Well, I guess that's why it's cool that this movie exists.
Yeah.
This is a pretty...
That's why I really do enjoy when a movie's like this and want to show it to people, because I'm like, it kind of reframes them of like, oh, this is art. This is, a performance and everything.
I wouldn't say that this is an underrated movie or anything. Like, I think people see this.
Yeah, well,
people know this. People know this.
I think it's the most known magic movie other than Now You See Me. But
right. And people know this and they like it.
Movies like this that treat it with respect and actually transform it a little bit, keep people a little more insight to it. Like, you wouldn't heckle a movie. You wouldn't heckle somebody playing music or anything. If you do, you're just an asshole.
Yeah, people do to musicians.
But people heckle magicians the most.
Yeah.
And it's a tough life. So yeah, that's why I like this movie and movies that do it well.
Right.
But then you have those people that are like, "Hey, do this from like this movie." I'm like, "Well, no."
Right. Yeah, I think it's good because Christopher Nolan's a really known and respected director, so there's a lot of eyes on this. Though I will say, even though I enjoyed it a lot, and I said that, I think the magic is just kind of more of a vehicle.
Yeah,
it's he wanted to tell this story about these arrogant people, and tell like a more thematic story.
It takes the magic foundation, as and that in of itself is interesting, and just transforms it into something that can be translated through cinema.
Yeah,
with the different relationships with people, human nature of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of pride and greed and anger and all that.
All right.
There's a lot going on in it.
So, yeah.
There's a lot to love.
The rest of my notes are more like directly about stuff that happened in the movie. So I guess we'll go on to those. I got Tesla. I couldn't quite figure out his thematic purpose. I think maybe I'd get it more if I saw it like again or something. But clearly he was meant to show us something, because he's kind of this example of like where arrogance and obsession leads to. Like he's unhappy, it seems, and like he says it ruined his life, basically, to always have to know and to but he's remembered as this like great person.
Yeah.
So I was a little confused because I didn't feel he was like developed enough to show how it like ruined him. He just kind of says it did.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just banking off of the general knowledge of Tesla.
I don't know.
To do that. Yeah. I mean,
I don't have that general knowledge.
I mean, like super general knowledge of just like, oh yeah, he's a scientist.
Was he like a really troubled dude or something?
I would imagine, because like he had his work stolen by Thomas Edison.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, yeah, they did definitely.
Thomas Edison's own version of the light bulb was like some really primitive stuff.
Right.
It came out the Tesla coil, but like, it was deemed as unsafe. And then basically, I believe Thomas Edison just took a variation of that made out of cardboard and copper or something that's in the light bulb.
Yeah.
To make that work. Basically, Tesla invented the thing first, but couldn't copyright it in time or something, and then Edison came and swooped in.
Okay, because yeah, they did go into that in the film.
So like that's why there's like a parallel between this rivalry and Tesla and Edison.
Right.
And I think Tesla is there to foreshadow and warn the character of like what he may become if he leads down the same path of revenge and obsession.
Right. Okay. No. Yeah. That's completely what it is. And I missed that because when they were talking about Edison, it was kind of one ear out the out. You know.
Huh.
It was one ear and out the other. Like that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I just missed that.
Get that.
Yeah,
I
know.
Saying
I know. But it's just that's what it was. I missed that. It's all in the movie. I recognize that now. Aha moment.
I mean, I kind of just said it as I was thinking about it.
Okay.
I never was like...
Well, they went into that. They mentioned Edison here and there, and I was just like, what are they talking about Thomas Edison?
Yeah, like, what's all this science? Do the magic.
Yeah, I was just like, what? Okay.
I will say I wasn't huge on the whole, like, the fuck's the word for that? The deciphering...
What do you
mean? Or like, isn't he like on the train? He's like trying to decipher like somebody's code or something to figure it out.
I don't remember that.
Just I remember something like that happening.
I don't remember a train even.
I might be thinking of a whole different movie.
You might be, or I missed it or forgot about it. But next note, Robert loses everything in his life and is never happy. Meanwhile, Borden has an affair and is a piece of shit. But we learned that he wasn't having an affair. Or actually, technically, there were two people having affairs. And eventually loses his wife. But this note's a little messy because there's stuff revealed at the end. But yeah, I wrote that their ambitions kind of ruined both of their lives.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's the point of the movie. And then my note was just I enjoy their rivalry because yeah, I did. Yeah, okay. So
they're rivals, but they're not too different from each other. So like,
so and okay, I guess this. I just wrote a little mini rant here because Scarlett Johansson's character pissed me off. She was like, "You could be in some other restaurant with some other woman right now. It's inhuman to be so cold." And I was like, shut up, bitch. Because she's literally like, she's knowingly, as far as she knows, an accomplice to his cheating. And I was like, don't you love how people who get someone through infidelity expect that person to be loyal to them? Bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch. Yeah, it wasn't actually relevant to the movie, but I was just like, what a bitch. But then again, I guess the question comes up, because now that's basically the end of my notes. We have a lot of reveals at the end. And I did that my last note was the amount of reveals is too damn high. But
yeah, because like
yeah.
they were really like forcing that to prestige, like, you know, they kind of like saved too much for the end.
Yeah. So it was kind of just like plot twist, plot twist, plot twist. I got you again. And then I was like, okay, all right, slow down, calm down.
And okay, really, I guess while I have a way to like shoehorn magic into a movie about magic, there's this thing that's pretty common for magicians to do, where they reveal something over and over again, like, oh, you picked the two of diamonds. Well, it's here in my pocket, and it's here behind your TV, and it's in my shoe. You know?
Yeah.
It's like shit like that. And that's like a huge generalization, but
yeah,
it's super noticeable because it's the same goddamn revelation.
Yeah.
And magicians do that all the time, where it's just like, example, like, they reveal like something about it and then a little more fine detail and then a bit more like, oh, the card you're thinking of, it's a black card. Oh, it's a clubs. I'm like, you could have just said it was a clubs because it was, it's the same thing, you know? You're just trying to like cash in on different reveal moments when it's the same thing. This is just more like it's just trying to cash in on more reveal points.
Yeah,
They're not the same, but I was just saying
There
it's really parallel to Magic, not in a good way though.
right. So my point. No, I'm glad you got to get your parallel in there.
In everybody's head, are you sure you like Magic?
So yeah, it has become a little more messy with like, was there an affair? Are there multiple affairs? Did Scarlett Johansson know what was going on? Who knew what was what? Like, because it gets a little messy there when it's revealed that Christian Bale has a twin brother or something, and they cut his fingers off so they would both have that.
Oh right, yeah.
Like it was just there were two of him the whole time. So he did do the his version of that door trick with a double. It was just his twin, and they've grew up and they've led this double life just to have the best magic act on earth. Blah blah blah. And he said like some days she knew he loved her because it was the one that loved her, but other days it was the one that didn't love her, and they switched back and forth, and the other one loved Scarlett Johansson's character, and I'm just it gets a little messy.
It's a reveal that makes sense of that dissonance that's going on, but it doesn't make much more sense because like why would they be in different places? Like do they have the same personality, just different interests in women?
It's
that's
not,
a bit of a hole.
Yeah, and it's really not plausible that someone led an entire life like that. Two people led an entire life like that.
Yeah.
Like
I mean it could be a bit interesting, but it's more like I pulled the rug underneath you.
Yeah, make a movie out of that if you want to explore that. Like I don't know how well it works as a plausible twist in this movie. Personally.
Right.
What else do we have? We had Hugh Jackman. He died, but no, he's not dead. And he framed Christian Bale for murder, and he took his daughter, and then he actually dies, and he was making clones of himself.
Right.
It kind of, you get reveal fatigue at the end, I think.
Yeah, and also at the end there's that reveal where the birdcage trick, he actually kills a bird every time.
Yeah.
So like it's supposed to mirror like
and he clones it.
That's supposed to mirror what Danton is doing with his own clones. And then you have that whole like moral thing of like, oh, is it okay to be doing this? Answer is no.
No.
Why would you kill an animal for a magic trick? I don't think that happens, but I'm the wrong magician to ask for anything related to animals. I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'd hope so. that
they don't kill birds.
Back then, I'm
really
sure.
Goddamn certain they don't. Back then, yeah, probably. Probably did a whole bunch of fucked up things, like actually sawed women in half.
Yeah. But the little like the beginning of the rivalry when they're fucking with each other's tricks like directly, like he the bullet dodge, and he Robert shoots his fingers off or whatever, his finger off, and then
Wait,
the bird trick where
did they try to do the bullet catch in this?
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't remember.
Yeah, and then the bird trick
live round in there. Yeah.
The bird trick where he wasn't gonna kill the bird, like he put that thing so the bird would fly up off his sleeve, and then Christian Bale shows up and kills the bird. So like they fucked with each other's acts.
Gotcha.
And then
that
Christian
part.
Bale, he exposes his double also.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because there's that scene in the bar when it's really dumb that he was trying to do like an impromptu bullet catch.
Yeah.
And like then Danton disguise loads like a real, like pours real gunpowder and loads a real bullet into there. Yeah, I mean, in history it was pretty stupid to do that trick. Because I think a total of 15 magicians died from doing the bullet catch, including actually no, wait. Yeah, no, Houdini didn't. He was planning on doing it, but everyone around him, magicians and close family, urged him not to do it because of the danger of it.
Right.
There's another I think another Oriental magician, I forgot his name, that died to the bullet catch too.
I've got to ask if this movie pisses off magicians.
No.
Really, even though it reveals tricks.
Okay, I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but the magic community is a bunch of fucking babies, and they don't like it when their little secrets are revealed.
But does it piss them off?
Probably,
Okay.
but anything could piss off a magician, like the magic community. I mean,
you should have prepared for this on Reddit by going into the magic sub and asking like, so what do we think of the Prestige, boys?
I can probably just search it up. It's probably been asked about.
Do magicians like the Prestige?
It shouldn't, because it transforms the art form. So what if you lose a few secrets? You realize how many magic tricks are out there?
All of them, probably.
A lot.
Like on Google? Fuck.
A lot. Like, ridiculous. Prestige, gonna look it up really quick.
It is the sadness, but
there's not really a whole lot of that's revealed either, honestly. Like, who's really gonna do
the door
thing anymore? Yeah.
The
bullet catch, yeah. And like,
the bird
still,
one, if
that doesn't, the bullet catch has been explained on YouTube of why it kills so many people.
If the bird trick was really done that way with the thing that like pulls the bird up in your sleeve, like that's pretty amazing. But if it was done that way, then they revealed that too.
It looks like someone is asking for a trick to do while quoting the Prestige, with the turn and everything. That's pretty cool. That could be neat, I guess.
So no, maybe there's a rule in that subreddit that's like, we don't talk about the Prestige. No, nothing.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
All right.
So I guess like at the very least it's meh, like lukewarm, I guess. What was your favorite movie, TV show with magic in it? Top comment, The Prestige.
Okay.
So they like it. I mean, yeah.
Someone does.
That's probably why, because it is really transformative with it. Yeah. Again, I have no problem with revealing it, especially if it's transformative.
All right.
But that all depends on context and everything. The movie, it works because it's about magicians. It's about magicians, not so much about magic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's about the rivalry, and magic is kind of its vehicle.
But it would be
it's a character movie.
Such a different movie if it were music or something.
Right. I did hear that it's like an opinion to have now that his movies more are focused on concepts, and then his characters have been lacking in more recent years. But I haven't seen his movies. This one seems a lot more character based.
Yeah.
So that's all I have for notes.
All right.
If you had anything else to say.
I mean, that's about it. I already said everything about it's pretty transformative in a imaginative way that does only good, I think, for the art. I mean, there's still those cliches, like the fucking back palm that's done really badly in every fucking movie with a magic trick in it.
Yep.
But I can forgive it. It's okay. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd say I generally enjoyed it. I had some things that were not great here and there, but I liked it. I liked it overall for sure. Glad I saw it.
Cool. I'm glad you were glad that you saw it.
Yeah. I don't know if I wouldn't rush to see this again, but if someone wanted to watch it, I'd watch it with them. I guess that's my rewatch of value of this movie.
And I mean, definitely I would show this to, I guess it's one of the movies that I forget about unless I'm like, magic movies, oh yeah, or like just talk about it with other people. And I really only have good things to say about it with other people.
Right.
Yeah.
So ratings.
So yeah, ratings.
Guess. That was my final thoughts, I guess. Well, I gave this movie a 7 out of 10.
cool. That's fair. I think it would be about the same for me. I guess a light 8,
Cool.
strong 7, because it's just one of those. It's a movie that's really good when you think about it, but it's just, I don't know. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Blues Brothers, where I'm like, how the fuck did I forget this thing?
I'm saying, yeah, it's like a decent 7 for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Glad you enjoyed it. A magic thing.
Couple of 7s.
And
Nice.
now I've got a couple magicians to show you that are like based around this movie.
In good
Maybe
time.
it'll give you more enjoyment out of that. But yeah,
Yes.
in due time.
Yeah. I'll just save that comment for the end. All right, on to mine. The thing that I recommended you, an album,
An album. Day to Remember.
A Day to Remember, their first album.
Oh, this is their first.
This was their first album.
I didn't know that.
It's their debut album. Yeah, they had like an EP or two
Yeah,
before
and
this.
their name was Treason.
Yes, and
But their name was really A Day to Remember.
Yeah, that's true. So I couldn't see myself getting into this or even this band at all these days, really. Like if I just heard it for the first time now, but I've known them since 2008 or
Yeah, and
2009.
I've actually heard a lot of this album before from you just playing it in the car.
Yeah, because I do love this album.
Because when I heard it, I was like, oh, it's this song. Oh, it's this song. Oh, it's this album.
Yep. Yeah, this and their second album are definitely my favorites, but I do like some songs here and there after the first couple. So what did you think?
Oh, so general thoughts?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. First one, fuck you.
So
Fuck you.
did you not like the album?
No, I love the album, but fuck you for this stupid build-up.
Did you not like the fart?
No, it stank. You asshole.
Why not? What's wrong?
You piece of dirty shit.
So did you pick up on all of it?
Oh yeah, I picked up on it. It's pretty hard to pick up on something that's dick slapping you in the face.
It's not hard. You said it is hard.
Oh, yes, I meant not hard.
You picked up on all three?
Okay, I'm actually not that mad at it. I thought it'd be funny. Yes, I picked up on all 3.
Okay, you didn't think
I realized, like,
you're like, I'm
first song-
totally gonna miss it.
you know what? My experience with this album is, I went home, I was like, fuck, how are all these things going to be connected? Fucking Donnie Darko, Boondock Saints, and fucking Shaun of the Dead. How are these movies related to this fucking album?
Wake up.
Wake up. I'm like, and then I was like, I did that turn from that one John Tron clip where it's just like, I don't like where this is going.
I've been watching you.
I was like, is that what? I'm like, I was unsure of like, wait, is that the bunny rabbit from Donnie Darko?
Is that the bunny?
Is that the bunny rabbit? And then, you get the fucking prayer.
And shepherds we shall be, for thee, my Lord, for thee. So good. I knew.
We will carry out the. And I was like, as soon as that started, I'm just like, you're fucking joke. You're joking. You're fucking joking.
And Shaun of the Dead.
And not gonna tell you if you love her, just let her go. But I will say this: it's not the end of the world.
I love how that ends the album. It's not the end of the world. Cool.
That said,
I wasted a month of Rex on
you
this.
wasted a month. Wow.
It's because I recommended
I will
Boondock
say-
Saints. Okay, hang on. I wrecked Boondock Saints because we were having Mo on, and I thought he would enjoy that. And then I really wanted to talk about Donnie Darko. And then I was just going to do this album. And then I listened to it again and remembered, fuck, I have to recommend Shaun of the Dead.
So that good to know your thought process on it. See, this is so funny because it's such a different feeling. Because like, although on my hand, I'm glad you recommended those movies. On the other hand, if
They're
I was
great.
in your position, I'd be really salty about spending a month to wreck all these things for that.
I do like
For that
them
to
all.
come-
I like all these things.
No, I do. I love them all.
That's great.
Yeah. That said, about the being annoyed at this giant floppy dick being slapped across my cheek.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the clips that are in this album.
Me too.
Just talking about the album itself.
It's quite a early 2000s kind of thing to do.
And also, being their first album just makes it even more enjoyable for me because I'm like, damn, they did this the first try, the first go,
their first outing. Yeah, it's I don't. I know that like people used. It was a trend back then to put like clips of movies, sounds, and blah blah blah. But I'd say they're probably like among the first in this genre because this was 2005. This album.
Right.
So I guess general thoughts. I've got a couple of general thoughts. Did you?
That was all my general thoughts. Just
okay.
My displeasure at that first revelation, if you can even call it that.
So okay, I had you listen to lyrics.
At least you were right in that I was not going to miss it.
Yes, I was right.
I was afraid I was going to miss it.
You were never going to miss it. Because I was like, even if you forgot the Donnie Darko or the Shaun of the Dead one, like if since you've seen those movies once and it's like it's out of your mind, whatever, you couldn't miss the prayer from Boondock Saints.
No, you made sure I wasn't going to miss it because you've been saying the fucking prayer
and Shepherds
just every so often.
Yeah.
And the last podcast with Shaun of the Dead, you brought up that fucking quote at the end of the album.
Yeah.
You were planting those seeds of like, you're not going to forget this little shit.
You're not, and you didn't, and it was awesome.
But nothing quite goes under my radar like that, so at least that happened.
Perfect. Now
about the album.
I had you read lyrics for one of your listens. I wanted to ask just off the top, did that help, hinder,
yes.
or neither for your experience?
Well, it only helped because this is, it's a metal band and metal album.
Yeah, it's like a pop mosh.
Yeah, you're going to be getting that growling that no one can fucking understand. So I was like, you know what? The lyrics would probably be a prerequisite for this anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some deeply personal shit that's being sung about in this album that makes it only better.
Yeah, and some unchecked aggression, dude. And I said the theme of someone being dead on my floor is recurring in this album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and burning down in your apartment or something.
Yeah, like it's a pretty angry boy album. So I took note of that for sure, and I didn't know how you would react to such like violent lyrics. And my last note was like musically.
I mean, it's not like my first exposure to violent lyrics. Like Pup is pretty aggressive too.
Pup
especially
is
their latest album, Morbid Stuff.
Yeah, they've got some pretty aggressive shit too, and I like that. Like,
it's not like the dun 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 dun.
Yeah, so it's just sometimes you feel like that, and that's okay because as long as you're not doing that shit.
Oh yeah, like
yeah.
it's
it
makes
therapeutic.
sense that like this happened to probably like the lead member of the band and was like, we're getting this shit out there.
Yeah, apparently like these are all just stories from his life. But yeah, it's like it's therapeutic to hear like someone screaming about killing someone when you're having a bad day. Like, why the fuck not? You're not hurting anyone.
I will say, as a general thing, is that I'll definitely be putting some songs in this album in my workout playlist.
Yeah,
I agree. To work out
I did that. I used to work out to A Day to Remember. First couple albums. And yeah, my last note was as far as song structure and musicality and all that stuff, it's formulaic, but I like it.
Yeah, like first listen, I thought kind of similar to you with Electric Ladyland. I'm like, oh, this all kind of sounds the same.
Yeah.
But like, I still recognize some songs because you played them quite a bit in the car. So like, I already had a sense of familiarity.
Right.
So second listen, I listened to with the words.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to remember them, but
no,
I can. They're there to contextualize the album.
Right.
And songs and such.
Perfect.
Yeah, and it's only 30 minutes.
Yep.
Too, which is
So overall, it still took less time than the movie.
Yeah, and I still got it done later than you.
In the nick of time.
Barely. God, I'm terrible.
Yeah, so let's go.
I mean, because to be fair, like, this type of music, just death metal, isn't really one for me to just put on and just sit back and listen to, you know?
Yeah, if there were any like hardcore metal fans, they would be so pissed that you're classifying it that way.
I'll say
This is this is pussy shit for those guys.
Yeah, I'll say as a disclaimer, I forgot. Metal isn't really in my style.
Yeah.
It's there. It's on my radar, but just not as much as other music we've talked about before. I can appreciate different death metal, some harder than this. There's like 50 different subgenres of metal.
I don't think there's a single other band I listen to that does the so
like I've heard other music and I can get some enjoyment out of it too.
Yeah.
Not nearly as much as some other ones, but that's just because myself, I prefer more
melodic
experiences and intrinsic nature with different instruments.
Yeah.
And concepts being played with. That said, I still do, enjoy punk and metal respectively.
Yeah, what drew me to A Day to Remember was his voice, for sure, when he's not screaming.
It's just not an album for me to listen to just sitting there in my chair, just sit back to. That's way more like Elliott Smith something to do.
Yeah.
Like this one you need to drive around or work out or go on a walk or something.
You need to have
something, walk and talk with this album.
I agree. And they did definitely stand out because of his voice for me. Like when he's not screaming.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm honestly not huge on that type of voice in metal in general, but for this album it really works.
Cool.
Because it's kind of more like a hair metal type of voice.
That's such a funny thing to say. I think it's very pop punk voice. Like it could be like...
Well, yeah, but it being used in the context of metal makes it sound like hair metal. Put your hands up in the fucking air.
Yeah. Let's go track by track.
Least for now. Yeah, it sounds like I can almost hear fucking Tom DeLonge sing this.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I'd pay to hear that.
That'd be fun. So track by track.
Yes, track by track.
Okay.
Intro.
So I put that one in love. No,
that wasn't fucks with, dude. I love Donnie Darko.
It's in other. I made another category again, and that's my note. Donnie Darko, though.
Wake up. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching you. I mean, I love that intro, that beginning.
Yeah, it's just the little piano thing.
Yeah, the piano thing is pretty ambient, too. Like,
it sounds a little creepy.
Yeah, it paints the scene and, like, kind of gets you warmed up for, like... You're about to experience something.
It builds you some tension.
Is definitely an experience, which is why I appreciate it more than most other metal albums.
Right.
As opposed to like, oh, this song's pretty good. Well, this song is noise.
Right. This actually, here's the thing. No one listens to this album. I feel like people like probably virtually every other A Day to Remember album. Like people know better than this one. Even they re-released it basically. It's called Old Record, if you saw that in their discography. It's the re-release of this. The tracks are in a slightly different order and they changed some things around, which I'll mention once or twice. But I told you to listen to this one because I prefer some of the little changes about this one.
I think the order is pretty good. Like I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
Then again, I never really think about that when I listen to albums. In terms of order of track, I'm just like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, there's one song on here that we'll get to that wouldn't have really fit no matter where you put it, but it's on here.
Right.
But yeah, so I just wanted to quickly mention that because I didn't recommend the one that was remastered or re-record, whatever they did with it. There's definitely some stuff that's different, but they could have just added or gotten rid of some files that were already there. You never know.
But I do really like that intro with Donnie Darko.
Yeah, I like it too.
You should have done that for your CD instead.
The funny thing is too with all these clips, the sound clips, I found them by accident. Like I knew this album. I didn't like search for where they got these clips from. I just saw all these movies organically, and I recognized them when I heard them because of this album. Like, Mo showed me Donnie Darko, and I was like, I know where that's from. Like, I've heard that before when he said, "Wake up." And then when my mom was staying here, we watched Shaun of the Dead. And when he went into that spiel about, like, look, I'm only going to tell you one thing. It's not the end of the world. Like, I was like, I've heard that. Like, and I've known forever that the prayer was from Boondock Saints.
Yeah, that's actually really funny that it just kind of came up on you pretty organically and recently.
Yeah, because I saw Boondock Saints for the first time really, really recently. But I had a friend as a kid when I listened to this when I was like 12, of course. My friend was like, "That's from Boondock Saints." So I've just known for like 10 years and never saw it. And
and
yeah,
here we are.
pretty neat. Yeah, that's the intro. It's an other for me.
I like it.
Cool. I didn't think it could be in one of those categories for me. But cool.
It's good ambient. I like it.
I agree. Next track, an actual track, Heartless.
Yeah, the first actual track, Heartless.
One of the heaviest cuts on here.
Yeah, that one got tossed in like.
Okay, yeah, me too.
I don't think it really stood out. I mean, that's like the first. That's the what I sang like just earlier, right?
Is that what you sang
At
earlier?
least for now.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's Heartless.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a standout. There are some on here that I will say aren't exactly standout.
I mean, it's good to paint the picture for it.
Yeah.
You know, for what, because I'm pretty sure some of the lyrics in the chorus are reused in some other songs.
Probably. There is a lot of like recycling of themes and lyrics.
It is just a bit repetitive.
Yeah.
It's like the chorus is just the same. Like you get the least for now. Yeah. And then it's just that for like it's 2 minutes though. It's not long.
And then
not a long track.
And then there's the breakdown, of course, towards the end. Yeah, you fucking liar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
cool. We don't really need to spend too much time on this.
Yeah, I was just thinking this one's got some lyrics to it. Probably I think this one, if I don't even know if shines is the right word, but the lyrics are what stand out here, I think, cuz it's more of it's one of the angriest ones, which is saying something on this album, I think.
Right.
With that the last line especially. That I've repeated to you a couple times.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so this is a quote of a lyric.
You could just pull the mic away if you really are worried about it.
Oh yeah, look it up if you want. Heartless, A Day to Remember.
God damn it, yeah. Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
There's quite a mean lyric at the end of this track. But like all the lyrics are pretty like you can tell that he was in a pretty damaged state when he wrote this.
Yeah, pretty dark state in life, so
for sure. Okay, so cool. Yeah, it's in like for me too. It's my highest like though. I only have likes and loves on this, I'll be honest, cuz I can't give like this unfiltered, unbiased review of this album because I've listened to it since I was 12. I'm just like, yeah, I enjoy the whole thing. When I listen to it, I just put it on. It's a half hour. I like the album.
mm-hmm.
That's where I stand. The next track though, I believe it's Your Way with Words is Through Silence.
Yes, I believe that's the next one. You could just pull it up on Spoofy.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Yeah, Your Way with Words is Through Silence. This one, I toss in meh.
Okay, I toss this one in like as well.
Because I think this one is just a bit forgettable.
It's not a standout for me. There's two, like my two low likes on here are the ones that I still like. I don't skip them.
I will say there's no dislike on this album. Like I should probably just get rid of that as a category for when you give me music, because nothing gets tossed in dislike.
Oh, there will be some stuff here and there, but yeah, I will say there's two on this album that I would classify as forgettable, but they're still because I don't skip any songs on this.
Yeah, like I wouldn't either. I mean, it's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But no track outstays its welcome here.
I think this song is the first appearance of someone being dead on the floor.
First of many.
The chorus being, "Let's not dwell on all those things we should have said, and piece by piece they can pick you up off my floor."
Yeah, I mean, I do like the lyrics. Just the melody that goes with that is just eh.
Yeah, the chorus is particularly
it's a little Tondalongy.
I think in this song
Should have said.
I think the chorus in this particular song is a bit repetitive, even compared to the rest, which they all have like kind of this chorus that repeats, but this one it's just one line and it comes back to it quite a lot.
Right.
That said, yeah, I still like it. Like, so, is that all we have for this one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You're gonna need to pause it.
All right, then on to the next song.
Yeah, this is the most editing that you're gonna have to do in this podcast.
Yeah, 2 edits.
Whole 2.
The 4th song. Do you still have it open?
I got it right now. Casablanca sucked anyways.
All right.
Wait, do we do Second Glance?
Oh, no, we didn't. So that's what's next. A Second Glance.
Second Glance.
What'd you think?
Meh.
Interesting. This one's love for me.
Really?
Yeah, and what I like, this is maybe the only time I'll mention what they did with old record, the re-release, because they took out the guitar lead at the beginning. I don't know if you remember. Not right at the beginning. It's after the first, like, it's like, "This is for you," and then after the opening, the guitar's like, "Do-do-do-do-do," and it does like a little thing. But they got rid of that, and it's just chords in the other version. You're gonna be listening for a minute if you want to hear it. But I'm telling you, they got rid of a guitar lead after the opening on old record. And I don't know why, because I think it's pretty cool.
I think this song is just the one that kind of sticks out in this album. Like, I wouldn't know where to put this. Like, this to me is that track that you were saying. Where like, I don't know where the fuck you'd put this.
Weird.
It wouldn't really, because I mean, it just kind of, it sounds more pop punky than it does like the rest of the metal in this song.
Well, that's
this album. I mean,
that's like their whole thing is they mix pop punk with like hardcore mosh music, and they call it pop mosh.
Pop mosh.
Yeah.
I'm just not really big on it. Is all.
I like this one. I think I like the chorus. I like the verses. Like it's a straight pop punk song, but it does have the ending where it switches tone, which I've liked. But I guess if I quickly had one more thing to say about the last song, it's most interesting in that the lyrics of "I'm back on your way with words is through silence" for a second. Just to be clear, the lyrics in the verses are kind of like this love song, or I think so. And then the chorus is that like they'll pick you up off my floor dead. Like so it's like strange structure.
It's like back and forth.
It's it's a strange lyrical structure. It's like something went wrong. But back on to A Second Glance. It's that structure again, but a lot more straightforward because the song's a straight up pop punk love song, and then it kind of goes sour. It's got those tritones, and then it stops, and he's like, "After all you put me through, my friends still stay true," and it goes like, I fucking love that. It's kind of what they did to later down the line. They love this format where it sounds like a love song, and then the end is like this breakup or like something turns sour, and it's like it's heavy or it's sad or whatever it is. Like their big song, If It Means a Lot to You.
Right.
It's a love song, and then they break up and it's dramatic, and then So this was kind of like for me an early interpretation of that, but it's a pop punk song.
Right.
Well, all right. I don't know. I like how
I just wasn't big on it is all. I think it's my least favorite on this album.
interesting. That is interesting.
But that's it. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, I'm not huge on metal, but like to me, it just is totally different.
Right. This one I thought the lyrics could maybe help your appreciation of it.
I mean, the lyrics help my appreciation of pretty much all the songs on here.
Okay, cool. The
like,
next
as a whole,
next track then, Casablanca.
Casablanca sucked anyways.
I haven't seen that movie, but I need to.
That's a movie?
Casablanca, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say like, of course it's a fucking.
Well, yeah, it's like one of the. It's supposed to be like the best movie ever or something. I don't know.
well,
Apparently, it sucked anyway.
Never heard it. Never seen it. So that's weird.
So what do you think of this one?
This one's my favorite.
I thought it might be. It's one of my loves. It's my second love. It's my second favorite on the album.
Right.
And that intro though.
The intro, just all of it.
I've always loved that little thing. It's so sexy. That little piano thing and the guitars. And
I love the fact that like it does the piano and then it blends like right on the bottom note it blends into the guitar because then it does the bang and you're just like, where the fuck did that come from? I don't know. This is the piano,
dude. It's
it really just like like the song like transforms and you can hear it and it's that's thick.
That intro to this song is, in my opinion, the best instrumental passage on this whole album for sure.
Tasty. It's tasty.
So good. And then when it goes into, then it starts being in A Day to Remember song, like a usual one, with the pop punk verses, and then there's a breakdown in there. There's a chorus.
And I really love the words for this too.
I thought you might.
What's so wrong with whatever? I forgot the melody.
Yeah, I really
What's so
like.
wrong with me?
Yeah, I really like the first verse when he says, "This time I'm putting my foot straight through the floor."
Yeah, you're not gonna come through any of my doors anymore.
Yeah, I love this song for sure.
Yeah, and then the part where it goes.
This one's a reverse of the. Yeah, so what you're saying?
I was gonna say the part where it goes, "You'll never be by my side." Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's a headbang.
Yeah, your place in this world. It'll never be beside me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's gotta sound good for a podcast.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Capture.
But I was gonna say this song's kind of the reverse of what I was just talking about. Of Your Way with Words is Through Silence, because that song, it's like the verses are lovey and the chorus is all like, I'm gonna kill you. And this song is kind of the opposite, where the verses are like, I fucking hate you, like, get away, get out of my life, fuck you. And then the chorus is like, what did I do? What's wrong with me? Come on. Like, that's how it comes off to me. It's like, it's kind of two different emotions for the two different segments. And I don't know. But I guess there's nothing wrong with that too, because obviously everyone's been in like a situation.
I didn't think of it as like, oh, what's wrong with me? Come on. I thought that was just like, fucking tell me what's wrong with me. Like, what's your problem with me? Like,
yeah,
you're the one that's always like, trying to tell me what's going on with me rather than like let me talk or whatever.
Yeah, it's tell me what's so wrong with me that you could leave so easily. You threw this all away just for a chance to leave me. Like, to me it sounds a bit more like, why'd you leave me? I don't know. It's a bit of it comes off as a juxtaposition to me, but like I was saying, everyone's been in that kind of like, everyone's been through a breakup.
Yeah.
And if it was a rocky breakup, chances are you have contradictory feelings. So it makes sense to me. Like a lot of these songs that convey two kind of different emotions on one subject matter, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think I just have a different context of what that chorus means.
And that's what happens with songs.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it.
So it's all good.
But either way, we like the song regardless anyways.
Second favorite.
Top favorite for me. I fucked with this. Quick transition. Can we talk about this album cover? The art?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
The fuck is it?
I don't have much to say about it.
I just never really looked at it until now, so I'm like, what's this mean?
Here, hold it, hand it over.
Hand me it.
It looks like a dude in front of a typewriter.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I gathered.
And maybe he's looking at, maybe that's like a whiteboard at school. I can't tell.
I just thought that was like kind of words that he is typing, kind of like blended together.
You can see like missing and cider, maybe like outsider. I don't know. I don't really have an interpretation for the art, for the cover art. When they redid it on old record, it's just the band drawn like cartoony style, and they all look old as fuck.
Right.
So
I'm not so sure if that's a typewriter though.
I think it is.
It's a really big and gross looking typewriter.
Yeah,
though.
old record. They just went with cartoony stuff.
Man, that's lame. You know what? It might be just a scene from a movie.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It probably isn't that hard to find out the background on it, but let's go on to the next track.
You should have killed me when you had the chance.
Now this one's my favorite.
I figured it would be.
And this is my favorite A Day to Remember song overall.
Yeah, I knew this was a big one.
Yeah, for sure.
This one is second.
Okay. Yeah, so we agree on the top
this
two.
One is second.
We might agree on the top three, I feel like.
I mean, it's kind of hard to because it's, 10 songs.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot of room to have differing opinions.
No.
I really like the end.
Yes. Walked into your head. And of courch, it's about finding someone dead on the floor.
Like that transition is just like,
please don't leave me. My favorite thing.
I wasn't sure if it was this song or the previous where it was the "Please Don't Leave Me" line, because it reminded me. I was like, I feel like you would write that in to one of your songs.
Yeah, and then I like everything about the song.
Yeah,
this is the perfect A Day to Remember song for me.
The melody is just like
right.
That's like a melody that you would write and sing it in that same way. That's about the extent though that you would do. That I feel like you would do
this. This song and like "Plot to Bomb the Panhandle" from their next album are like probably the two most like, those are like the perfect A Day to Remember songs for me, I think. And this one probably barely edges it out, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it depends on the day. But yeah, for me, my favorite thing about this is probably something that you hate, because the way you've been talking about, like the way he sings some lines. My favorite thing is the way he sings, the only thing that's going to bother me is that you'll all call yourselves my friends. I love that so much. And I love that line.
Yeah, I don't hate that as much as I did in Heartless.
Right.
It wasn't so. Yeah, I guess Tom DeLonge is the term where it's like overly like
the way he says friends, like he's so like frantic with it, like friends, like
that's about it. I mean, that's about like the extent of like my dislike for the type of singing, but it works. Like I don't mean to sound like I'm bashing it. It really works in the whole style of the song, and it's strange. It's like two flavors you didn't think would match so well, but they do. Yeah. Like
chocolate and cheese. It sounds like maize out here. I don't know what I'm hearing.
Like chocolate and mint, I guess.
Right.
Nothing you think would be good, but it's really good, but you need a taste for it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's just fucking with the door.
Okay.
Because I hear it too.
Yeah, that and the writings on the wall. I love that.
That's about the only lyrics I knew
beforehand.
Before, you had me look at it. I do like the words of this song too. Like what you had just said before. Call yourselves my friends. Yeah.
That's I really like that line because it's kind of, the song's kind of like ambitious. It seems
this
like
whole album is pretty ambitious for like the first one.
Yeah, but like especially because like they you get that on their first two albums. Like they had this ambition that they were gonna make it, like, as musicians, I guess.
Right.
And you get that with this, like, this song saying, like, fuck you all, like, I hate this town. That came way later. But, like, yeah, it's kind of like, fuck all you people that fucked me over. I'm going to make it big, and, like, the only thing that's going to bother me is you're all going to say you were my friend. Like, I like that. And I like that. And they have that on their next album. They have a line that repeats in one of their songs. That's "Mark my words, we're taking over the world."
I totally thought this was going to be like their third, maybe fifth album or something.
No,
Like somewhere like right in the middle where like they know what they're doing. Like first, fuck.
yeah, I think the singer was like 17 or something.
Oh, dude,
Dude,
that too much.
yeah. If you watch
Too much. Fuck. Way to make me feel like a goddamn failure, bro. Holy shit.
if you watch the
Fuck.
the very shitty quality, but there is a video of a second glance, and he looks like a baby in it. It's so great.
Dude, I can't. Now I'm depressed. Fuck me.
All right. Yeah, so I love the song. It's like the "A Day to Remember" song for me.
Yeah.
And it's
I
got
can see why.
it's got the lyrics, it's got the pop punk, it's got the anger, it's got that outro. It's fucking dank.
The title's a little long.
Yeah. And it's such a campy like thing to say. And I love that about this because they play into that.
Oh yeah, like that's
you should have
why.
killed me when you had the
I mean,
chance.
you know what? I kind of should have pieced together like, oh, maybe all these movies are campy in their own way. Except Donnie Darko, but like
I think it is. We talked
it's the
about
least
that.
campy of the three, though.
I don't
when
know.
you compare it to Shaun of the Dead and Boondock Saints. Boondock Saints is camp. Like that's.
But they're all fun. They all know what
Oh
they're
yeah,
doing.
they're all
I
fun.
think.
Like. Oh yeah, I mean Jake Gyllenhaal does have that smile.
Yes. Yes.
Little shit-eating grin. Okay, so next song.
Yeah, that was probably the most I'll have to say about one of these, I guess.
Yeah. If Looks Could Kill.
This one is down there with Your Way with Words is Through Silence for me. It's one of the two that I was saying, like, that are just, they're more meh than like, but I don't skip a song, so they're in like.
This one's in like, I think kind of in between, the lowest of likes was in between like and meh.
Yeah.
Because I'm not super sure how well the song fits with others. Hold on. Something's wrong. Oh yeah, it starts with, something's wrong.
Yeah. Right now. Oh,
I think this is the song that made me think of Put Your Hands in the Fucking Air.
And they'll act like I am so crazy.
Because isn't that it doesn't
When they find you dead on my floor. He loves that.
Isn't there a lot of that type of singing at the end?
I think so. Is there? No, this one fades out on Slowly Die.
Oh, yes. Slowly
Die.
I don't know. One of these songs reminded me of
I know what it is.
of that fucking that thing that we talk about.
Yeah, I
Like,
know what it is.
G-rated thing.
I know what you're thinking
Or
of.
did that Disney voice.
I know what you're thinking of.
Okay, cool.
This
Yeah, this one's just kind of it's there, but like it's not bad, but like it's kind of the same with me with Second Glance.
right.
I guess maybe they'll interchange at some point.
With this one and Your Way with Words is Through Silence are those two for me that I don't skip. They're just there. And I get them confused all the time. I can never tell you like which one's which by name because this one's called If Looks Could Kill. They're kind of like they both kind of I don't know. They're kind of very similar to me for some reason.
Something's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You had me at hello.
Why? Thank you.
That was not planned.
That took a turn. Okay, so what'd you think?
Fucks with.
Interesting.
Why?
It just is. It's interesting for me that you like this.
I mean, it's like,
But you're either gonna love it or hate it.
it's way different because this is like a love song.
This is the one,
And
which I feel like everyone who knows this album would have known that I was talking about when I said like I don't know where you'd put this on this.
I mean,
album.
on my third listen, I want to put it in light, but I'm like, it's a really good song, and I'm just this whole album's got me in a fuck you mood. But like on its own, it's really good. I would definitely like it at a different part in my life.
Yep.
Or like in a different mood. It's really good.
That's so interesting because this song is really, really poppy.
Maybe because they didn't have that voice.
They do.
was
Though.
more-
They have some of that.
Yeah, but it was more like
they double it up though.
yeah.
So there's one in the background going like when he's saying like I've never seen a smile that can light the room like yours, but it's like
Yeah.
behind. It's kind of in the background.
Yeah, it works as a harmony rather than the actual focus. Like it's almost kind of like brand new type of vocals,
Yeah,
but not like
and it's
I
got
like the bass form.
It's got like the cheesiest line in the album, like "If I took your breath away."
I didn't notice that.
You never noticed that?
You're just making me like the song more because of how campy it is.
You didn't notice that?
No, I didn't.
It's like, would it be okay if I took your breath away? What have I? It's like in the middle. I don't know. It's the second verse, but this is the second song that I know that uses that, where it like makes a reference to breath, and then there's like a, and I do like that, but just that line followed by it
I'm trying to find it. That's
is
why
so
I'm quiet.
campy. I love it. But I thought you would hate it. I thought you'd hate the cheese.
Well, now I need to hear it now.
Oh, I'll show it to you. It's
Okay,
in this
you'll
verse.
see it.
But yeah,
You'll see it. I'll see it. I'll hear it. Fucking, I can't words.
this one's in like for me. It's above the other two that I was just talking about that kind of blend together. But it like so it's definitely more of a standout because like I said, I like every song here. But so yeah, I put it below Heartless, but above those.
Gotcha.
I do like it though. I'm interested in what you liked about it.
I mean, just like how the sound of the acoustics and other acoustic guitars and other things are kind of just flowing through and everything. It's a lot more of a layered song here and intrinsic.
It's got the electronic drums.
Yeah, and like the voice just complements with the instruments.
Right.
And it's really interesting rhythmically.
Really?
Because you got these slow melodies, but the back like rhythmic track is like
Right.
It's like
one of the other things that I realized while we were preparing for this discussion about it too, like something that hit me is also like majorly campy is there's actually a 3-part harmony where one of the lines is "You are so cute." and but the other lines are campy as shit, like the part where it's just kind of like the break of the song where it's like, "You give me butterflies at the mailbox."
See,
and then,
yeah.
and then there's a harmony.
Hello.
Yeah, and then the third one's like, "You are so cute." And I thought that was so
I didn't
funny.
notice that either.
Yeah,
I noticed the triple melodies, but I didn't hear the words.
I saw it because I
The-
looked up the words. I was just like, I want to make sure I have all the right lyrics
The line
too.
that fucking stood out to me that I thought was pretty like cheesy
Yeah.
was the "Your smile lights up the room" or something
I've never seen a smile that lights up the room like yours.
It's
simply radiant.
Yeah, that. I'm just like, oh gosh, but it's
Simply
great.
Radiant. I love it. It says like I see it more with every day that goes by.
You're like, okay, in like however long from now,
Yeah.
next time you fall in love, play the song and then see what happens.
Probably, yeah. I can
Do
see
it.
that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, just conscious of the album, not so much unless you like frame it in a headcanon that this is like just parody.
Yeah.
For context sake, but like in a different time of day, in a different stage of life, you can definitely get genuine enjoyment out of the song.
I mean, it's kind of a thing with this whole album. I mean, he wrote it when he was 17 or younger, and there's a lot of like kind of more campy, cliche kind of lines on here. It's either just like, whoa, edge, or it's like really cheesy. But like, it doesn't mean it's not effective. The whole thing works for me still. I enjoy it unironically. So
I enjoyed it unironically too.
yeah, the whole album, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
So that's that. It's an interesting one that it's on here. And then
1958.
1958. And Shepherds We Shall Be. Yep.
The Lord of Tis of Thee.
For Lord of Tis of Thee. Where does this one land for you?
Fucks with easily. Third favorite.
Third favorite. Yeah, okay.
this was
we agree on the top three.
I was tied between this one and You Had Me at Hello for tied for third.
Uh-huh.
But just the clip being used of Boondock Saints with the gunshot going
Yeah.
dude, that gets me fucking. I don't know if you know when we listened to it in the car, but when he did that, I was just like,
yeah. It's so and then that guitar riff is so good. It's fucking dang.
It's so. Oh, this is the song to put on a treadmill. This one easily turns me to both Beavis and Butthead. That's what I'm talking about. This is cool.
I used to run to this for sure. Very.
It just evolves like so cool. I mean, like the rest of it, I'm kind of meh about like the chorus. But
and I'll burn the building.
Oh no, that I love.
Oh, here's where we prove all your fairy tales wrong. That.
Yeah, and
I like
just
that.
saying just when it, I think when it says
Swim in the sea
1958, like at the end, I wasn't huge on, but like
I love it.
And we'll burn the building.
I really like the ending, actually. Yeah, and this is the one that you're talking about, the Disney voice too. You'll never stop us with your one-man army.
Yeah. That I'm not huge on, but it's just funny.
I love it. I love the end of this. We're page 1958. But the cool thing is that the song's about, I don't know if it's cool, but it's about their ex-drummer. And I guess that guy like threatened to break in and like hurt his family or some shit. Like some fucked up shit. Yeah, there's some story about it. And this song was just about like them banding together like brothers, like the Boondock Saints, I guess, and just like saying like "bring it, bitch" to that guy.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. Cool. So in 1958, where I guess the last 4 digits of his cell phone number. So when it's at the end, they're screaming, "We're paging 1958." I love it.
Oh, cool.
And there's the call out. I really love that. They just have him talking over it. This is me calling you out. If you want to talk like a man, then be a man. Stop talking like you're something. It's so good.
Damn.
This song is dank. It's my third favorite. Yeah, like you said. We have the same top 3, by the way.
That's a first. Like, wow, the Stars had to align for that.
Yeah, they're just switched. We switched Casablanca and You Should Have Killed Me When You Had the Chance. But that makes sense. For our tastes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another angry song.
Yeah, the song's fucking rad.
They're pretty much all angry except You Had Me at Hello. And that one's even like a little dark. Like it's a little strange that the first line in You Had Me at Hello is like, "I'm missing you so much, I'd say you died tonight." It's like, wait.
Yeah.
they just gotta talk about
they gotta
dying.
talk about death. Yeah.
Death. It's cool. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the album. There's one more.
Sound the alarm.
Yeah, it's a just an outro. It might as well be called outro.
It's a like for me because I really like what's going on in the beginning.
It's a strong like or a low love because I think it's perfect for what it is.
Yeah.
It's just one line, but it's just like it's just a breakdown with one line. That's the whole song.
I mean, it kind of
it's like a minute long.
It does just kind of like the intro. It ties into the to like theme of it.
I'm your
Of using
alpha
the clip.
and omega. I am
I meant the clip.
invincible. Yeah, I know. It after the actual song part fades out, it brings back the piano, do do do, and then it has the Shaun of the Dead clip.
Yeah.
And then
And it just kind of like makes it full circle for me.
yeah, it's got a boomy, and that's the song.
I guess also back with the intro, I guess I just like starting the album and you just hear "Wake up."
Wake up! I've been watching you.
Yeah.
Forward, warrior. Yeah. Oh, we did it. That's kind of all I
That's it.
have to say. It's between like and love because it's not much of a song, but for what it is, it's great.
Yeah, I
Alright.
really like what's going on in the beginning of it and the end.
I guess if you got any final thoughts, I kind of got all my thoughts out at the beginning.
I mean, I guess I got my thoughts talking through it. I guess. Yeah, you struck again with giving me music I wouldn't otherwise look for myself that I really enjoyed.
Good, that's great.
Even though if it was a fart, I did enjoy the inclusions of those clips. And I
Yeah.
got to watch some pretty cool movies because of it.
That's true. And yeah. So what did you think? What would you rate it?
Would I rate it? Like or hate it? What would you rate it? This is getting, I think a solid 7
Yeah,
out of
okay.
10.
I figured you were giving it a 7. That's pretty cool.
Because I probably will listen to it again. Like if I ever do go work out or something,
Right.
or if I'm ever like I have energy I need to burn. Like if I get
Right.
mad, I'm coming to this. It's almost like, to me, this album is like AFI if they went metal,
Right.
and I really enjoy that.
It is interesting to me to throw like albums I've listened to for the last 10 years at you on the podcast. I don't know if I've done
You
that
like
yet.
a fresh listen.
Yeah,
know?
I've mostly given you new stuff because like it's weird to think critically about stuff that is just like
that you grew up on.
it's my safe thing to just throw on. Like I
Like-
enjoy
or
the
like,
whole thing.
That's the backbone of your creativity.
Yeah,
and, like, inspiration.
If you asked me before, I'd be like, yeah, I love it. But I would never think of giving it a number.
Yeah, like same thing with Green Day for most people.
For me, yeah,
yeah,
for
for
sure.
for you especially. Yeah,
American
growing
Idiot,
up on
like
it. Like duh.
I've
you
known
know?
it since it came out. I was like 7, and I still like it. Like
I was like 7, 7 in 7th grade.
so, this one, yeah, I've known this since
Since fucking forever.
like the turn of the decade.
Yeah, I guess that's the same for me of thinking about Beatles.
Right.
Where it's just like, I mean, duh.
It's kind of hard. Yeah.
The backbone for me.
All that said, I went with an 8 out of 10. Because I tried to consider like how much do I really enjoy each song, and about half of it landed in love and the other half in like. I don't
Mhm.
skip anything. It sounds like a solid 8 to me.
Cool.
So that's that. Glad we did it. And I'm going to try and throw some more albums that I grew up with and just have been out of my rotation at you that I think will be interesting to discuss with you. Going forward, that is. But I don't know what we're going to do because let's get on to recommendations here. I'll hit the lap. Because I realize that these ones that we're recording right now are going up in October. And I have a case to make that the first 2 recs I gave you for this month could be spooky, kind of. I don't know. Shaun of the Dead? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but
This album, it's a dark album. It's all about picking up bodies on the floor and blah, blah, blah. So, I want to know what you're giving me. You're not wrecking first this week. I'm wrecking first this week, but I have to inquire a little bit to find out what I'm giving you.
right.
Are you giving me an album or
You're getting a movie.
is it a horror movie?
No.
Okay, so maybe I should go with something a little spooky then.
If you want to, I don't know if you remember, but I'm locking myself now into a string of recs, like I
Right.
said.
Yeah.
So I'm now going to have the next 3 already planned, including this one.
Great.
So a month total. But
Then-
they're not really spooky.
That's fine.
This next one you
That,
can...
I'm just making sure one
This
of us.
next one you could get some fall vibes maybe, but like...
I'm making sure that we put something that is like, because those first two are definitely stretches. But now that I'm thinking like, this is going up in October, I'm gonna make sure I give you something.
I mean, Electric Ladyland came out like a week before Halloween.
Ooh, spooky! There we
So
go.
there you go, spooky album, I guess.
Yeah. So we had a couple stretches. That does determine what I'm giving you this week. I think it determines the next two, actually. Unless you're going to give me something spooky next week.
No.
I'm going to go with... fuck it, dude. Oh, fuck. I
You
forgot.
finally are free to recommend what you want, and you're like fucking stuck.
Yeah, I'm pigeonholing myself again. I feel like I have to do spooky stuff. Because I was going to rec something... I'm just going to save it for November.
Follow your heart.
Okay. You're getting...
Yes.
It's just a matter of what one I want to talk about next week and which one I want to talk about the following week.
Yes. Oh,
Eeny, meeny,
I have
miny,
something
moe.
to share
Get
with
your
you
thing.
after we're done here, so just remind me.
Very best one, and you are not it. Okay, you're watching Jacob's Ladder.
Okay, is that a movie?
It's a movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jacob, I get, no. Okay, 1990. Okay, another old one.
Yeah, and I had to just...
Oh, I've seen this poster everywhere. I've never actually seen this movie.
Great. I had to just...
I love this poster.
Perfect. I had to just shoot that name out there, or I was never going to choose between these two. You're getting the next one next week, I guess.
2 hours. Okay. Cool. I'm going to be looking forward to this.
Everything else I wanted to recommend you had nothing to do with horror, and since I realized that it's the spooky month, we should be talking about spooky stuff.
This poster is me when I eat too much Chipotle and I don't know where the nearest bathroom is. That's exactly my feel. Just the motion blur.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I have to see this movie again. I saw it once. It was kind of hard for me to pay attention to the first time I saw it because I watched it at Bond and Austin's place, and there was a lot of talking going on and this and that. But for reasons that you'll definitely pick up on, I wanted to get back to this, and we'll have a cool discussion about it.
Awesome.
So
looking forward to it.
Yeah, what do you got for me?
Hopefully we can string along this conversation. I told you all these recs are related to each other.
Mm-hmm. Magic.
This should be no surprise.
I think I put it together.
I think you put it together.
That's the comment I was saving for the end.
Yeah, you're getting another movie. It's The Illusionist.
The Illusionist.
This one might be hard to find, but do not fret. I have a DVD, so if you can't, you can borrow it.
Perfect. I'll try and find it first. I'm guessing you've rated it on Letterboxd.
Probably. Same thing with Prestige, so just stay away from that.
I'm staying away from... You didn't rate it. Okay, perfect. I'm putting it in my watch list. Perfect. That's an episode.
I may need to update my ranking on Prestige if I haven't.
Don't worry about it. So we'll talk at you next week. Oh, fuck. I think Rhett and Link say that in their podcast. Never mind.
Yeah, fucking...
We won't talk at you.
Stay original, even though we're the least original ever. We'll be back.
We will. We'll be back next week. No one says that.
What day does this come out?
I don't know. Oh, it comes out on Thursdays.
Cool.
It comes out on Thursdays at 9:15 at
Thursday.
night because YouTube decided that that it needs to set your scheduled times to be on the 15s or on the 45s of the hour instead of just being a flat like 9 or 9:30. It's 9:15. And yeah, 9 o'clock. Did you know that our podcast comes out late?
No.
Yeah, I wanted us to be like the chill, like late night podcast.
Yeah, it works.
Because that's like when we like to record it ideally. We didn't today. But we like to just chill out in a dark room and talk at each other with a candle in front of us.
Exactly. That's
So
the whole point.
We want you to get kind of that experience too. At least I do. That's why it comes out 9:15. And if you're on the East Coast, that's just after midnight. So
it should be a good discussion next week.
Yeah.
So you'll
Jacob's
hear
Ladder.
it Thursday. We'll talk Sunday. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes. Jacob's Ladder and the Illusionist. Check them out if you want to join our conversation.
Time to blow
We've never said that before because no one watches
out
us.
This candle, bitch.
Let's blow it out. All right.
Something's wrong.